afternoon, Swirly Nation. And welcome back to Detroit, Michigan. If you're following along with all of them, this will be game number 7. This is the first one that's win in advance. We're excited here on Cinnamon Swirl TV to bring you quarterfinal action between the Chicago Hawks and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. This is the number 2 taking on the number 7 seeds coming out of pool play. The Penguins 3-0, 6 points. The Hawks 2-1 with 4 points. They were in a much bigger division than the Pens Elite. The Pens Elite ran their division 3-0, including a win earlier today. Starting lineups for the quarterfinal game. In goal for the Penguins, number 1, the squish tender, Squishy Evans. On defense, number 88, Danny Foster. And number 34, Austin Kumnick. Your forwards at left wing, Finn Bowen. Right wing, Ryan Lohr. And at center, Ryan Schweitzer. Back on rink A here, rink 1, I think A1, something like that, at Suburban Ice Arena. Back to our more traditional vantage point here to bring you the action. Face off for Schweitzer, 1 back to Foster at the point. He'll keep it in, but it'll actually just get out over the line. Linesman are right there to make the call and a neutral zone draw. So a bit of a choppy start here. The Hawks are in blue today with Chicago Hawks on the chest. Red pants, blue socks, red, white, and blue striping throughout the uniform, and red helmets. Your Pens will rock the reverse retro. White jerseys with Pittsburgh diagonally across the chest. Black pants with gold stripes, white socks with black and gold stripes, and the iconic GO! Pittsburgh Penguins Elite helmets. And it's the Pens Elite in front. Schweitzer drove the net. Finn Bowen with a chance. That stopped. Ryan Lohr on the side of the net. His shot stopped. And the Penguins with some early pressure about 40 seconds into the period. If we have streaming issues, I will apologize ahead of time. The Wi-Fi here is less than stellar. Everything looks okay so far. Puck comes free. Bowen again winding up. It'll be Goldberg in after the puck. Kumnick fires one in behind. It'll be challenged by Goldberg, but broken out by the Hawks as the Pens were changing a D and a forward behind the play. Foligno gets back to it. He slaps it cross ice for Luarchuk. His shot up to the blue line, no further. Luarchuk pressures. It'll ultimately come to Dixon behind the Penguins' net. He rims it around. Dazzo there to try to keep it for the Hawks. Can't do so. And Chicago will put it in offsides. That faceoff should come back to center ice here. Penguins with a full complement of players again. Likely to come in handy. Luarchuk to the puck off the draw. Bloom will get there on a battle. Will ultimately kick to Zachi. Zachi tries to pass it, and it's right to a Hawk. In comes the Hawks, shot in on Squish, and he deflects it into the corner. Zachi to the point. Luarchuk with the pressure. He's hooked on the play, literally hooked to the ice. Kid loses his stick. We play on as Foster gets control, and he'll break into the offensive end. Driving the left side of the zone. Supported by Luarchuk in the high slot. He'll work the puck there. It ultimately comes to Zachi. He's got a laser, and he fires it glove side, where the Hawk netminder makes a save with the glove, is able to hold on to the puck and get the whistle. Face off. In the offensive zone comes free to Baru. He tries to center it. Hawks try to leave their end. It's Penguins pressure to the max. Puck in front and it's shot in on net! And bashing the puck like the Serrano of old. Was that Baru in front? I think it might have been. Slapping away at it. If it was, you know what time it is. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Grayson Baru putting the Pens up 1-0 here in the first period of play. A beautiful centering pass that he's able to slap by. Schweitzer carries behind his own net. He's cut off, but he'll stay with the play. Frees it up out to center. The Hawks will get there. They'll play it into the Pens end. Foligno tries once, and he'll bank it off the boards a second time. That goes off of a Penguin lure, back into the corner. Playing a little bubble hockey there. Spinning one way, spinning the other. The Hawks will pop it into the opposite corner. Picked up there by Kumnik. Kumnik wraps it around, bounces it off the sideboards. Schweitzer able to get it out the center. He's got Baru in center. If he could get through it, he could not. Way to attack the puck there and stay on his feet. Now he's back supporting the D as it comes back into the Pens end. Overskating it a bit there, Foligno, and the Hawks will take possession in the corner as we wind inside of 10 minutes here. Period number 1, quarterfinal game of the CCM Motown World Invite. Puck pops free, and it skips wide of the squish tender. Into the corner goes a Penguin. A Pen's unable to clear the puck. As it's sent in behind, it'll be Dixon, the first one getting to it. Dixon looks up, fans on a breakout pass. Picked off by the Hawks. They fire one in, and the squish tender equal to the tough angle shot. Getting it with the glove, popping it out behind the net. Another centering pass comes through. That one fought off by the Pens, and it'll be picked up by Bloom with speed out of the zone. The Hawks getting a little bit of pressure here in the last minute or so of play. Comes in behind Foligno. Foligno looking to lead Vickers up the ice, but it'll be an icing instead, and it'll come all the way back into the Penguins' end. Schweitzer to the dot. Wins the draw back to the corner. It'll be Foster getting there. He rims it around, looking for Bowen. Bowen will try to exit the zone. Great support from Zachi, who banks it off the Hawk forward, and a bouncing puck finds its way to center. Schweitzer gets there, circles back into his own end. He'll carry to the outside. Knocked off balance, but able to send it forward to Vickers. Vickers has Bowen. He feathers it through. Finn Bowen in all by himself, goes to the backhand. And it stays underneath the Hawk netminder, who's doing yoga in the crease to keep it out. A little backward bend puck cover there. But kept in by Zachi on the backhand. Vickers blocks the clearing attempt. Zachi again on the backhand. Shovels it down the boards. Pens will try to keep it in the Hawks zone for a little while. That was the theme early. This one will pop out the center. There's Foster firing it up the ice, looking for Bowen. He can't get there, and it'll be Foster again. Tries the same side this time. Able to nudge it forward, and Vickers advances it yet again. It's into the Hawks end where Bowen will pressure. Work to the outside by Chicago, and the Chicago Hawks will dump it in the Pens end. Schweitzer sets to take it over there. He goes with a nice pass to Vickers. Vickers taps it forward looking for Goldberg. Goldberg pops it. That might have been Foligno popping it forward. Goldberg's not on the ice for Vickers. Vickers knocked down on the play. It'll come free to Bowen now. Baru. Vickers getting his stick, and the Pens are offsides. Neutral zone faceoff. 1-0 Pens lead in what's been a so far back and forth affair. Penguins with the early possession advantage, and the Hawks kind of evening things up here the last 3 or 4 minutes. 7:30 to play in the first. Cinnamon Swirl TV, you'll look below. I was able to send it out this time. The raffle link is there. If you are a Penguins fan, the big boys, the little boys, any type of Penguins fan, click on that link in the comments. That is a raffle by the 2010 team. It is a wonderful swag bag, including an autographed Tristan Jarry jersey, autograph from Chris Letang. The Hawks drive back into the middle. Squish makes the save, and a clear by Foligno. Penguins defense supporting the Squish tender there as Goldberg buzzes down the wing. That's cut off by the Hawks, and right now it's been mostly Hawks. It'll be Kumnik playing it for Lore. Lore for Baru. Sent back in wide as Squish. Centering pass comes free, wide open player in front, and Dixon able to get a stick there to break up the play. It'll be Goldberg coming back out. He'll bank it off the boards a second time. Didn't work that time. As it careens all the way across the ice for Kumnik. He'll get there and rocket it down the ice. It's off the stick of a Hawk. Pressured by Bloom. Back for and bouncing over the stick of Dixon into the Penguins' end. The Hawks will bring pressure. Kumnik will rim it around. Waiting for it there is Vickers. Vickers knocked to the ice. Bloom slides to the ice. And the Hawks come away with the puck. Danger here. Kumnik heats one. He looks a little stunned by it, but Luarchuk will get to the puck and get it up ice. Vickers will carry it in. Turned right back by the Hawks. We're seeing a lot of that. Penguins getting to the line no further. The Hawks doing a great job now working it into the Penguins' end. Second part of this period. As the Penguins carry it through center, it's Dixon on a delayed penalty. The Hawks will take over the puck, and we will have a penalty coming on the Chicago Hawks, and it's going to put the Penguins on the 7 fields. Wealth management, power play. If you want your retirement planning or investment solutions to get onto a power play, look up our good friends at 7 Fields Wealth Management. Schweitzer, Baru, Bowen, Dixon, Zachi, the 5 power play for the Penguins. Zachi shot deflects off a stick gathered in by Bowen. He dangles one, centers one. That's deflected in and wide of the net by Baru. A Hawk without a stick. Penguins with an even greater advantage now. Schweitzer, puck, looks to get cleared by the Hawks, but there's Dixon to keep it in. Pinching down the wall. Carrying around behind. Looking. Cuts back in front. It just comes past Bowen. Now it's Schweitzer as he fires it. And he'll wine, dine, and tickle the twine. An absolute rocket on the power play by Ryan Schweitzer. Beats the goaltender to the blocker's side and gives the Pens the lead. That goal's so nice, we'll show it twice. The replay available for you there. The Hawks win the draw and fired back into the Penguin zone. Just under 5 minutes of play here in period number 1 as Bloom breaks free. He's got Vickers going to the net. He'll turn it towards Vickers. Vickers on the backhand, unable to get it through. Comes back to Goldberg. Goldberg taps it forward into the Hawks end. And pressure will come there as it's cut off by Foster. And sent back in to the Hawks zone as the Pens look to ramp up the pressure. The Hawks clear it all the way out the center. Foster's there. He sends it to that wall for Bloom, and Bloom is just hammered. A vicious head-hunting type hit. Completely unnecessary. That could be additional minutes. He's going to go explain to the coach. I believe he's going to put an extra play, maybe an extra player. No? It's just going to be a minute and a half. Oh, no, it will be a 10. Looks like another player headed to the box as well. So we're going to get a minute and a half for boarding and a 10-minute misconduct on the play as well. 12 minutes for a very, very unnecessary board. And the Penguins will go back on the power play. So best way to make it pay is to put one in the basket here on the power play. They did it earlier. 7 Fields Wealth Management power play goal. This power play starts off similarly back to Zachi. The puck whacked out of the Penguin zone. I'm sorry, that was Foster that time. All the way down, it'll be an ice. So the referee's getting the call right there. A minor and a misconduct on 88 for Chicago. Face-off won by the Pens into the feed of Lohr and cleared by the Hawks. It'll be Kumnik getting back to it. Picking it up in front of Squish, carries it in behind his own net for some safety. He'll work it to the boards to Lohr. Lohr tries to one-touch that pass, and it just skips off of his stick, but it's followed up immediately by Foster, who's in on the rush. Foster with Schweitzer. And Lohr centers one. It just goes off Schweitzer's stick and wide. He was looking for a second one there as it's kept in at the blue line by Foligno. Foster will put it into the corner looking for Bowen. Bowen tries to work it further. It'll be brought out right to the stick of Schweitzer. Schweitzer turns with it. Now it's Bowen headed to the corner. And it's cleared out by the Hawks. 30 seconds left on the Penguin power play. It'll be picked up by Foligno. Hawks get a change. Penguins work the breakout to Lohr again, and it ends up back on the stick of Dixon after a nice tap breakout. Dixon with speed, pushing the defense back, and that's an absolute rocket that just misses on the glove side. That'll be cleared again, this time off the stick of Foligno. No icing. The power play will expire as we head back to even strength here. Foligno rims it around for Vickers. Vickers finds Goldberg. Goldberg tries to clear the zone. It'll come off of a boot right to the skate of Vickers, who carries it on his backhand. He must have practiced that a ton as a young skater because he can push the puck on his backhand down the ice like no other. The Hawks will counterattack. Luarchuk will get there. Now Dixon will battle. He banks it off the boards again for Vickers. Vickers battles. Now Luarchuk, and it's into the Hawks zone it goes. Chicago collects it behind their own net. Passed up by the Hawks, and they're up ice, and they could have a breakaway, and they do. Getting past the Pens defenseman and shooting it off the glove of the Squish tender. Coming up big, careening over the net on the breakaway. Nicely out on top of his crease. Back pressure coming, allowed Squish to stay high and take away parts of that net. Without that back pressure, that kid could make a move and try to pull it around. Zachi will pick it up in the Penguin zone as we wind inside at 2 minutes, a minute 36 to play here in the first. Pens lead by a pair. Played over to the boards for Schweitzer. Cleared back up by the Pens behind one of the Penguins defensemen, so it'll be a one-on-one with Foster, and Foster will win that play with the twig, swiping it out to neutral ice. He'll stay with the play, banking it off the boards, looking for Luarchuk. Banked back in for Schweitzer. Turning with it. Penguins get some support. I think it's Baru coming. No, that's Vickers coming in. Vickers will take a puck up high. It's about the third time that's happened to him this season. He's no worse for wear as Foster will pick it up, and he blazes around to the left. Power move to the middle, and it just skips off of his stick. Protecting the puck with his body. What a play there. As it's wrapped back out of the Pens end all the way down, it'll be Foster back to it again. Squish able to play it back behind the net for Foster, and Vickers will battle. He falls to the ice, and the Pens are in after it, and the Pens will be shorthanded here. Coming up, Pens will head back to the PK. As who heads to the sin bin? I think it's going to be 83 Zachi. So 23 seconds left in the first period. The Penguins lead by a pair. We're going to have Baru and Lohr, Kumnik and Foligno, the four on the ice for the Pens. Baru chases it down in the corner. But out comes a Hawk driving to the middle of round one. There's Squish with a pad save. And it's underneath him. It's not underneath him. He was decked in front, and he keeps it out. Pad save, then pushed out by a defenseman. The Squish tender comes up big on the PK, and that'll end the period. Looked like Tommy Barrasso doing snow angels out there. .108 left on the Zachi penalty. We'll come back for the second period of play after this brief intermission. Detroit for period number 2, quarterfinal action. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins leading the Chicago Hawks. Pens with 1 minute and 8 seconds of penalty kill time on the Zachi minor. The Hawks send it into the Pens zone. Swiped around by Kumnik and out the center by Baru. The Hawks will battle at the blue line. The Penguins defense able to send it all the way back to the Hawks blue line. Shot through center. It's played with a high stick by Baru, but it's... Oh, I thought it would be waved off because I thought it touched a Hawk, but apparently not. 31 seconds and we'll have a face-off coming to the left of the Squish tender. Vickers stepping to the circle. He's got Loarchuk. Looks like Dixon and maybe Foligno. They're all so big I can't even tell if I can't see the numbers after that. It is Foligno. Puck pops free, and there's Loarchuk clearing the zone. Loarchuk stays with it right on the puck. Popped forward by Dixon. Dixon needs to retreat here shorthanded. And he does so. It'll be Foligno getting to it, banking it all the way down. No icing. It could have been played there. And it's Vickers on the forecheck. Rimmed around the boards by the Hawks, but it'll be brought on and collected by Foligno, who fires it in, but it's an offside play. On the Pens, that will, however, end the penalty. And the Penguins are back to full strength. They will call an intentional offsides on Foligno, so it'll come the whole way back to the left of Squish. We're excited to have, looks like 27 of you on right now. Make sure all 27 of you are subscribers. And do me a favor, break out the text message, send it to a friend, a family member, tell them to tune in as well, tell them to subscribe. We'd like to grow our subscriber numbers here. Got a couple of ideas how we might do so, but we do appreciate all 27 of you from around the world for joining us for this quarterfinal game as the Penguins put it into the Hawks' end. Bloom back in action. Good to see him back. We were waiting for that to happen. It's freed up at center, sent into the Pens, and there's Dixon. Dixon fires it for Lowarchuk, and it's just past his stick, and it'll be icing. Just missing the backhand there, and we'll come the whole way back to the left of the squished tender. 2-0 Pens. I got the wrong period up there. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in period 2, 12:20 to play. Pens lead by a pair. This has been a pretty good matchup so far. Penguins have capitalized on a couple of their chances. They've had the better of possession time, but the Hawks are a feisty team. And that's how you can see it right there. Great centering pass. That's cut off by Baru as he flies up the left-hand side. Cuts into the offensive zone, creates a 2-on-1 opportunity. He'll pull up and center it. That centering pass blocked, and back come the Hawks, but it's Bowen on a back check. Getting it to Dixon. Glove hand shot, and it's caught and held. Brady Dixon right down Main Street, and the Hawk netminder equal to the task. Pens will get an offensive zone draw here. Bloom, Goldberg, Luarchuk, Foster, and Zachi. Puck picked up by Foster at the blue line. He'll bank it off the boards, and the Pens will give chase. It's Luarchuk. Working it further, and Bloom takes another body. Pops right back up, no issues there. Zachi gets it on the blue line, and he'll drive in. He'll fire one on his backhand that skips over the cage. It'll be Goldberg getting there. He dangles in the corner. He's finally knocked off the puck, but it comes no further than Foster, who claps it right back around, rimming it around the baseboard for Luarchuk. Bloom fighting in the corner, stopping, starting. And the Hawks fire one right off the midsection of Luarchuk. They get it back, and they'll lift it all the way back in. It'll skip to the side of the Penguin net over the line, and it'll be an icing, and the Penguins will have an offensive zone draw. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Ryan Schweitzer, who's got two big fans cheering him on at home. Emily and Lauren, I hear you guys are tuned in and just being super good for your dad and at the same time cheering on your brother. Some cheerleading and gymnastics going on for the Schweitzer twins as the Pens just dig away in front of the net for the puck. 1, 2, maybe 3 big chances in front of the net after the shot from the point. We also want to welcome all the grandparents out there watching. Thank you for joining us. Some of you may not have YouTube memberships, so I understand you're not subscribing, but if you do have one, please subscribe below as the Penguins break up the Hawks breakout attempt. Baru in after the puck aggressively, skating with speed. He'll skip one through the high slot where Schweitzer will get it. He'll fire it back, and it'll be Foligno. Banking it off the boards in behind for Baru. Centering one. It sits at the feet of Bowen. Right to the stick of Schweitzer, and he is just hooked. And it'll be a penalty as the Pens will regroup at center ice. Squish out of the net for the extra attacker. Banked off the boards, sent back. Controlled by Kubnik. We got to be careful here not to put it in our own cage. Kubnik off the boards, and it's picked up by the Hawks. And I'm almost happy it was touched by the Hawks. So that puck didn't end up in our own net. It'll come all the way back to the Hawks' end as the Hawks are going to head to the sin bin. And the Pens are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management Power Play. They've got one. Can they get another? Face-off. Vickers coming back, able to keep it out. He is crushed from behind, and we're going to get another body check. We might get another 2 and 10 here. If it gets choppy, folks, stay with us. I'll try to bring you the audio. .6:03 to play, second period. Pens lead 2-0 as we head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management Power Play here. It'll be, we have a power play goal so far. It's Schweitzer up front with Lohr and Baru. Zachi and Foster on the backside as a shot comes in from a tough angle block by the Hawks. Pressure by Schweitzer. His pressure forces the turnover to Baru. Baru drives in, shoots it! And he's popping bottles, baby! Into the top of the net to make it 3-0 on the power play, and that's why you don't take selfish penalties. Because sometimes they come back to bite you, like that right there. Penguins 3. Hawks love. As it's Schweitzer in the Pens end, and it's wrapped behind for Zachi. He'll continue it around. Cut off by the Hawks forwards and sent back into the corner. It'll be Zachi there. He'll go around for Baru. Baru unable to clear the zone as it's sent back in and wide to Squish. He's got, and Schweitzer up through center had Baru skating into it now. Lauren Hill enter the zone with speed right side, firing it glove side. And the goaltender unhappy with Grayson Baru coming through the crease. $18 of y'all still with us here as we bring his, looks like the stream's getting better. Folks, any streaming issues, we will work on immediately and try to get back up and running. So just hang with us. If it goes away, we will try to get it back. Puck around to the wall. It's kept in by Luarchuk, and the Hawks will bank it back up to Foligno now. Foligno plays it further. Now Luarchuk. Luarchuk battling on the boards. The close confines there. He's able to break it free to Bloom. Bloom tries to go around one. He's unable to. It's a nice defensive play there by the Hawks. It'll be Luarchuk as the puck's ultimately cleared by the Hawks out to center. Foligno will go D to D to Kumnik, who will whack it right up back into the Hawks zone. Oh, a little slow skate ski to the puck, and it'll be an icing on the Penguins. It'll come the whole way back to the Pens end. Face-off coming to the right of the Penguins' goal. Left side as you're looking at it. 2-0 Pens lead second period, 4:21 to play. Skipping out to center. There it is. Bowen kicks it forward. Lohr skates into it, and it comes free. Lohr and Baru in. Shot sent over the net. Heavens to Betsy. Baru just got clubbed in the head, but he'll be the one getting a penalty on the retaliation. Oh, no, no retaliation. It will be a penalty on the Hawks. No, it'll be Baru headed to the box now. Baru with a high stick. He got high sticked, and then he must have high sticked right back, and the Pens will head to the penalty kill. Face off in the Penguin zone. Hawks will control on the power play. Working it back to the point. Pressured immediately by Goldberg. He can't clear the zone, but the shot from the point blocked by Kumnick. He'll try it on the backhand. Doesn't get out again. Kumnick will pick it up again. He'll rim it around looking for Bloom. Bloom will pick it up and tip it. Pass, but only to the point man. Now it'll be Foster getting there. He winds and fires, rimming all the way around out of the zone as Goldberg pressures. Goldberg and a couple of Hawks. They were able to enter the zone. Foster there to battle. Goldberg coming back, little stick lift, and he turns it up ice. Banking it off the boards. That play didn't work that time, as it's back to Kumnick, who will fire it back for Goldberg, and this time he does get it by. Goldberg gives chase as the Hawks will pick it up in the corner. Bloom with the pressure, but the Hawks able to squeak one through. It's a one-on-one against Kumnick. He'll fire through Kumnick's legs, and Squish makes the play. Cleared by the Pens, not out. Shot in from the point. That'll be whacked down the ice as well, and the Penguins will clear the defensive zone with 19 left on the penalty kill. Penguins looking for 2 changes. They got to hurry up as Foster's able to fire it deep. The Pens will change another one here, but this time it's with deep in the Hawks end. And stepping onto the ice, Schweitzer able to pressure immediately. It'll come back to Foligno. Foligno shoots it in. And they're going to say intentional offsides again, but it will wrap up the penalty on the Penguins, and we'll get back to 5-on-5 action here. That's a tough intentional offsides call. Obviously trying to clear the zone. It was by about 2 inches. Sometimes you never see that call. In this game, we've had it 3 or 4 times. It'll be Schweitzer to take the faceoff. Foligno picks it up, rims it around, looking for Dixon. Dixon able to nudge it forward, but it's turned back by the Hawks into the corner where Schweitzer will pick it up. He'll stop and go back the other way, reversing himself. Able to fire it up, looking for Luarchuk. He kind of spun the wrong way there, or the opposite way, not necessarily wrong way. The puck came out, but now he's back on it, and it's a 3-on-1 offensive zone. Shoveling it over to Schweitzer. It pops through, but he's able to pick it up. He'll drive to the middle. Looking, wrapping one around, sending it off the goaltender. And the Hawks are able to clear the defensive zone. Minute 44 to play here in the second. Foligno loses possession, but he'll pick it back up. Did a little center sneak there by the defenseman. Just tricking everyone. Luarchuk bangs it back to the Hawks line. Goes after, picking it off Dixon, and he's got speed into the offensive end. Carrying it wide, stopping, turning up, centering one, looking for Luarchuk. It comes free to him, he'll shoot one, and it'll be gloved and held. A beautiful save by the Hawk netminder there. Pens are leading 3-0. The goaltender for Chicago has done an excellent job keeping this game pretty close here. Bloom to take the face-off. Knocked forward by Bloom. Battled for by Vickers as the puck comes free, and it'll be the Hawks out to center. There's Foster with a great poke check as he gaps up in the neutral zone and forces it back the other direction. Puck bounces around a bit as Vickers and Bloom advance it deeper. Hawks will reverse side. There's Zachi. Zachi plays hacky sack with the puck, and it bounces in offsides. Are we going to get our 7th intentional offsides? I think it'll just be a regular one. It'll come out to center ice. Good call there. 52 seconds to play here in the second. We'll have Schweitzer, Lower, Bowen, Foster, and Zachi. Cinnamon Swirl TV here. Welcome back to those of you we lost for a little bit. As I mentioned before, if we lose you, Please stay on. We will do the best we can to get it back. The spotty whiffy here from Suburban Ice. Face off to the right of Squish. It'll be Schweitzer on the draw. Schweitzer wins another one. Over to Foster. He dangles one, gets it to Lohr. Lohr able to exit the Penguin zone. Good hard-fought zone exit there as Foster able to lift it all the way into the Hawks' end. 30 seconds left as Schweitzer swoops into the puck. Looking, forced behind the net. He's yanked down. It'll definitely be a penalty there. And now he's getting shoved as it'll be Foster firing one, and it'll be picked up by the Hawks. After he got shoved, the kid just went over and pushed him against the boards again. I guess he didn't think the trip was enough. So 14.7 to play. I love kid hockey. You gotta love it. Penguins with 2 power play goals as the line to the penalty box for Chicago has been frequent so far. Bloom to take the draw. He shoots that one in on net, and it's stopped and covered. A quick, tricky little play there by the Bloomster. The Bloominator. Face off, won by the Pens. Back to Foligno. Shot in. Rebound. Sent in on net. And what a save! Flying back across the crease and getting a glove on it. I hope that kid plays baseball. That was a heck of a stop. 2.3 to play. Penguins still on the power play. Puck drop. Goldberg back to Foligno. His shot in. And we'll head to period 3. The Penguins getting advice and guidance from head coach Trevor Nelson, who's flanked by his assistants Brian Bloom, Rob Ferrari, and Alex Kumnik. Penguins are on the power play here to start period number 3 as we have a carryover penalty on Chicago. 31 in the box for another minute and 14 seconds. Should be a minute and 16, I think, but we'll take it. They started the clock, reset the game clock, not the penalty clock. Not a big deal. Blue with it, delaying as Vickers is in the zone. It'll be Goldberg. Now Vickers. Vickers forces it forward. And it's in the Hawks' end where they'll regroup and try to exit. Penguins on the power play as it comes free to Kumnik. He finds Vickers. Vickers loses it off of his skate. Bloom there to pressure. Where's the 5th Penguin? He's back in the zone. Is Goldberg coming back up ice. Trailing the play. Shot in. Squish with the save. Rebound sent wide to the net and cleared by the Pens, but not out. Another shot. Lots of work still to do, boys. Squish with a nice pad save as the Pens rim it around. Can Vickers exit? The Pens not pressuring the puck here all of a sudden. It'll be Bloom to the puck. Bloom is just tackled from behind, and 27 will head to the box. With 17 seconds left on the first penalty, it'll be some 5-on-3 action as the Pens are on the power play. And we're in the third period. And we're hoping to survive the game a little bit. It'll be Bowen, Baru, and Lore. Dixon and Zachi at the point. Shot from Zachi, gloved and held. The Chicago Parents are a vocal group. It'll be Bowen to the corner. Puck popping free for Baru. Back to Zachi. He'll wind and fire again. That one blocked out top. Zachi to the puck. Kick to the corner. Penguins 5-on-3 over. It's 5-on-4 now as a player steps out. Bowen turns one in on net. It's off the netminder and into the corner. Back to the point for Dixon. Dixon will reverse back for Lore, and it comes the whole way around to Baru. Cleared around to the half wall where Zachi will pick it up. And it's off of a player and picked up by Lore, who fires it through the crease. Sent by Baru back to Dixon. Dixon looks back to the corner for Baru. He'll find him. Baru leaves it behind the net for Lore. Centering pass. Bowen there. Waves at the first one. Kicks the second one back for Zachi. Backhand. Sent wide to the net. Baru will pick it up. It's all Penguins right now as they fire one in it. That one off a stick in front and just tipped wide of the cage. Out to Dixon. Dixon will wind. He'll fire. Screened in front. Rebound once, twice. And it'll be kicked in. Ryan Lore! With a tap, Baru on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play goal. With 3 power play goals in the game, it's 12 minutes, 11:54 to play in the third. It'll be Vickers to the dot. Back to Kumnik at the point. Banks it off the boards and winds it up towards the blue line. Luarchuk follows on a 2-on-1 for the Pens. Luarchuk in, dangles, inside, outside, and he uses the backhand to find the back of the net. And the Penguins make it 5-0. Luarchuk, shaking, bacon, magic, making. 5-0 Pens. Vickers back to the faceoff. Kicked back in by Luarchuk. He dangles another one. Nudges it forward now. Goldberg steps free. And he goes 5-hole this time. And it's tic-tac-toe. And the Penguins have busted this one open. Six, nothing. And we go to a running clock here in Chicago. An injured Hawk able to get off the ice on his own power. Schweitzer on the draw, nudged forward by the Hawks. Into the zone they come, looking to cut this lead a little bit. Dangling to the corner. He's got some moves. Comes off the edge. It'll be Foster, able to work it up, looking for the breakout to Schweitzer. A battle will occur on the wall, and it's Schweitzer picking it up. Firing it up out the center. Baru off of a skate, and the Pens will give chase. Baru in after it. It'll be stopped and covered by the Chicago goaltender. They tried to shove Baru into their own goalie. Schweitzer on the draw. Nice play by the Hawk forward to step into that in front of the Schweitzer won it. And it's forced into the corner by Foligno. Grady Dixon gets a little bit of a bump. Foligno will follow on and carry the puck out up the right side on a break. It'll turn into a 4-on-2 for Foligno as he carries around the defender. He's defended off nicely. Way to get his body inside on the gap control there by the Chicago defenseman. It'll come out to Bowen. Bowen finds Schweitzer. Schweitzer can't gain the offensive zone. He'll whack at it. And he'll try it a second time. It's turned back a second time, and it'll be Foligno getting there. Foligno banks it off the board. Schweitzer falling to the ice, able to advance it a bit. It's out. It's offsides, and then we will get a whistle. As we wind inside of 9 minutes, running clock, 6-0 Penguins leading. Quarterfinal game, the right to play tomorrow morning. I think it's an early one tomorrow morning. Aren't they all, though? I mean, really? Aren't they all kind of early? It'll be Foster firing it up into the offensive zone. No ice, they wave it off. Rimmed around, stopped by Zachi. He'll send it back towards the net. That's blocked out front. Vickers on the forecheck, frees it up for Loarchuk. Battle on the wall. Vickers gets back up as the Hawks fire it out through center. It'll be Zachi getting there first. Zachi turns to the outside, tries to clear it. Stick on puck there, and in front is a Hawk. Danny Foster able to prevent the centering pass and work it all the way up to Lohr. Lohr head up, finds Loarchuk, who's into the offensive zone. Gets around one, unable to, as he's back pressured nicely by the Hawks defense. The Hawks will clear the zone, but Foster picks off a breakout pass, and Bloom heads back into the Hawks end. Oh, doesn't quite get there. Turn back the other way, and back come the Hawks as they'll dump it in. It'll come to the left of the squish tender, and it'll be an icing play, and we'll head back to the Chicago end. Thanks for joining us here, Cinnamon Swirl TV. Penguins 6, Chicago Hawks 0. Producer Jeremy Evans, play-by-play by Jeremy Evans, and camera guy, thanks to Danny Foster, Big Dan, for picking up the camera and bringing you guys the picture feed you know and you love here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Foligno behind the net, rims it around, looking for Lord, skips past him, sent back in front. There's the Hawks, and they can't get it in through on net as it skips wide of the cage. Bowen gets there. He's able to pop it out the center. No icing, and Schweitzer and Lohr like fleas on a dog after the puck. Maybe bees around a hive's a better analogy, but I'll take it. Kumnik finds Schweitzer. Cinnamon Swirl at center, works it over to Lohr. Lohr carries it and dumps it into the corner as we play a little dump and chase. It'll be Schweitzer in after it, frees it up for Bowen. Bowen taps it in behind. Schweitzer will be the first one to get there. Into the corner, looking to the middle. He'll find Lohr. Lohr fires a one-timer that just sails wide of the cage. And we get another, looks like a boarding penalty coming again. 2 players that went off. Actually, it'll be a pair. Trying to keep the game under control. Running clock as we get down to 5:35 to play. Looks like it'll be Bowen for the Pens and DeWitt for the Hawks, roughing on each of them. Coincidental minors means that they'll come out of the box around the 3-minute and 40-second mark. And a whistle. We'll continue 5-on-5 hockey here from the CCM Motown World Invite. Quarterfinal game, Chicago and Pittsburgh. Penguins have it in the Hawks zone. Wrapped around, cut off by Bloom. He peels into the middle. Dancing to the outside, firing off the blocker side. Penguins with it in their end now. Sorry for the delay there, folks. Working on a couple other things as we bring you the game. And Luarchuk, he finds Goldberg, and Goldberg busts free. Can he get clear of the defender? He will wind in, and a nice back-checking play, stick on puck to send the puck into the corner. It's the Penguins behind the net, tapping it. Bloom looking for Luarchuk, and it doesn't get the whole way through. Bloom behind the net, centering one. Doesn't come through. He'll try again. He's just on the puck, and they tried to run him again, and this time he gets low. Smart play there by Bloom as he was going to get decked by 27, who's had a few trips to the sin bin today. Icing here by Chicago will continue to run the clock. Penn's coach is telling the players, keep your heads up. Protect yourselves here at the end of the game. Schweitzer on the faceoff. Back to Zachi at the point. Banked off the boards, looking for Baru. Baru centers one. Skips in on it, and Schweitzer redirecting it right into the net. And the extra point is up. It is good. It is 7-0 Penguins. Icing by the Hawks will bring it all the way back into their end. Face off, Chicago zone. Schweitzer at the dot. Penguins work it in the corner. It'll be Schweitzer getting there. Back to the point man. It's Foster. Foster back in for Lohr, who blows a tire, catches an edge there, catches a rut there probably. Back checking Baru. No quit. And the Pens are back into the Hawks' end. It'll be Baru carrying it forward into the traffic area where it's turned back the other way by the Hawks. Up ice it goes. Kumnik making a play there to free the puck up. Baru gets to it. Banked off the boards, but the Hawks able to keep it in the Penguins' end. Battle on the wall. And around and throwing punches. That's got to be a game. I mean, he just roundhoused him in the head. Seconds and ticking. If the refs are smart, they're just going to hold on to this puck, and they will do so. Ladies and gentlemen, your Penguins are headed to the semifinals. Oh, I thought we were ending it. I thought we were just going to run this. And that'll be the horn. And now your Pens are off to the semifinals. A shutout win in the quarters. Put your Penguins on to the semifinals. 7-0 over the Chicago Hawks. We'll get you all the game information, who they play, what time they play. Follow us on Twitter. We'll tweet it out there. Join us also later on today as the 2010s head to the quarterfinals. In the 7 o'clock hour, right around 7 o'clock, Cinnamon Swirl TV in about 2 hours. Get some dinner, grab a nice bottle of wine, and join us this evening